I recently had two really similar experiences with teams that were very rare. This had to do with my team training, and I did two assessments on two different teams, and they both came back with really, really favorable results. They showed up as high performing teams, and that's great. But as a coach, my job is to elevate the productivity, performance, and positivity culture of a team. So, what am I supposed to do with already peak level teams? Well, I was able to come up with three questions because that's what a coach does is they ask the right questions rather than giving the right answers. And here are the questions. They're really built off of my framework. I talk about it in my book for starters. Red light, green light, yellow light. These are three actions that you can take that can elevate productivity. So let's start with yellow light. In other words, consider, question, evaluate, analyze. One question that you can ask when at your peak is, what changes are coming that can throw off my level of current productivity? Look ahead as best you can at what changes might show up and get creative. Think about what could possibly happen that could throw off your groove. And then question whether or not you have the ability, the resources, the energy to deal with those changes as they come. The only constant we know is change. So the goal is to keep this peak productivity sustainable as long as possible. Anticipate those changes and prepare for them. Let's go to green light next. So green is embrace. What can we embrace to elevate our productivity? And we looked at challenges because we know you can only grow when you're challenged. You can only grow through discomfort. So when you're at a high level of performance, that's the best time to deal with challenges. So no team is ever perfect. There's always room for growth. So embrace some challenges. Look around at what you can do to challenge yourself that you wouldn't otherwise, outside of a high performing status, be able to tackle and really grab onto these challenges. Set some goals, reach for the sky, and see if you can move that needle a little bit more into that direction of high performance and productivity. There's always room to grow. Embrace some challenges. Now, red light. We had two different teams, and so we actually had two different ideas and questions for red, for eliminate. One team decided to look at drag. Like we said, there's no perfect team ever. So there are always opportunities to reduce drag, to reduce things that are holding you or your team back. It could be resources, it could be attitudes, it could be communication, the list is endless. Eliminate what is holding you back from being even more productive than you are. The other team decided to look at balance. We find in high-performing teams, they're often very focused. Same with individuals. They put a lot of energy into one aspect of high performance, and that's why they do really well. Unfortunately, imbalance is very unsustainable and unstable. So we looked at redistributing, reallocating that energy. Now, you might think that that'll bring productivity down a little bit, and it could, but it makes it eventually catches back up because it becomes more sustainable. You can hold that level of performance even longer when you're balanced. So the next time you find yourself or your team at a high level of performance and productivity, ask yourself these three questions. Yellow, what changes are coming that I can anticipate and prepare for? Green, what challenges can I embrace and tackle at this high level that I'm at? And then red, either how can I reduce drag or how can I redistribute energy to make what I'm doing now more sustainable? Here's to having great teams and high productivity. Go team.